Yeah, you know that meme that's like, oh, your unemployed friend at 11 a.m. or whatever, and they're like surfing or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what everyone sends me these memes, like unemployed. I'm like, no, I'm working.
I'm working.
No, I definitely call him unemployed like all the freaking time.
Yeah.
All right, episode 7 of X Factor. We are back. We filmed one yesterday.
Yep.
And 2 in a row. Full transparency,
really
we just filmed like 5 minutes of an episode and the audio was whack. So anyways, we're back now though.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
We're here with Alex.
Good to see you.
How you doing today? Thank you so much for pulling up on such short notice.
Of course, no problem.
All right, so do a quick like intro to yourself, your creative, just for a little bit of background.
Yeah, sure. I started a YouTube channel in 2014. It peaked around 200,000 subscribers when I was probably 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
And then life happened. I went to college. The views plateaued. The subscribers plateaued. Everything sort of just slowly went downhill. So I decided I'm done with YouTube. I quit. I got very discouraged about it. Had a very negative outlook towards that channel because the analytics were just always red, trending down. So then the pandemic happened and I was bored. So I said, I'm going to try this one more time. And if it happens again, then it's meant to be. And that's kind of where I'm at now. It's been 2 years with this new channel.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Your content back then, what were you posting? You were in high school, right?
High school.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like more like the 2016 YouTube era with pranks and vlogs and, lower effort, still funny, still good stuff, but definitely not as high of a production value as it is now.
I'm sure it was fun though.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very impromptu stuff. Like you just felt in the moment and you just did it.
Definitely cool to be like that big, I guess, in high school, like when everybody around you is like, I don't know, were people doing YouTube back then? Like were people our
age? It was
age?
not as popular,
There's
right?
no way.
No, it wasn't as popular. I was known in high school as the YouTuber girl.
Yeah.
Which was cool, but it also was like, it got old after a while. I'm like, I'm Alex. I'm more than this.
Yeah. Back then, like when you were on the come up, what was the most exciting part of it? Was it the audience or like the people you were meeting, or like what was exciting?
If I'm being honest, it was just like people. I feel like I was getting recognized more in school. Like I think that's part of the reason that I had such a negative experience towards the channel at the end of it, because I did attribute a lot of my self-worth and my personality to the channel.
And the numbers and the stuff like that.
And the numbers and stuff like that. I got invited to more parties.
Yeah, there you go.
As a
Well, that's
YouTuber.
why I was curious about, because I feel like a lot of people now kind of make fun of people trying on social media, especially when they're younger. Like I watch some podcasts of YouTubers and they're like, yeah, I also created in high school, and everyone was like, this guy's weird. Like, what are you doing? You're trying so hard.
Yeah.
So you didn't have that experience though?
No, you could say the same exact thing about me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, it was difficult because I believed in what I was doing personally.
Okay.
But at the same time, I always did have that voice in the back of my head, like, what do you think people are thinking about you right now?
Yeah.
But I still did it. I don't know. I don't know what I was on back in the day.
Definitely in high school, like it's never like cool to try, and like you're
Yeah.
obviously trying really hard at this one thing that you're really passionate about.
Yeah, like
So
even in
you're gonna
class
talk
and
about-
stuff, like the people that always raise their
yeah.
hand, get paid, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
oh, teacher's pet, whatever.
It's
It's
always
like,
gonna
oh, you're
be like
trying
that.
too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that we have to keep in mind too. Like we're starting this off too, and like I do have worry a little bit. I'm human, so but no, I mean it's good to hear that everybody goes through it, and then they look back and they're like, hey, whatever. I kept going.
And as long as you believe in yourself,
Yeah.
and you are confident, and it shows that you're confident in what you're doing,
Yeah.
everyone else will believe it too.
That's really
And
good
as obvious as it is, like everyone starts somewhere. So like
Yeah.
the biggest celebrities on the planet started somewhere making
course.
music no one cared about, and now people care about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Where'd you go to high school? Or like you're from South Florida, right?
From South
Okay,
Florida, I went
okay.
to Stoneman Douglas.
Okay, cool.
From Parkland. So.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
That's a bit
And
of
you went to school there during the tragedy that happened there?
I did. I was a senior at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in astronomy class.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? How it affected your mental health?
I'll just get, so that's part of the reason the YouTube channel took a turn. It's just like, it just kind of was a thing where obviously it happened, and I could not in any way to pick up a camera and make jokes.
Yeah.
And make fun of like anything going on in life at the moment, because personally I wasn't feeling it, no one around me was feeling it,
Right.
and it just felt morally wrong. So that's when the videos really started to take a halt.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. How long do you think, how long was it until you were able to create again comfortably?
Consistently and comfortably, May 2020. of the pandemic. It was very on and off until then.
What year, like, was it? What year were you a senior?
2018.
Okay.
So a couple years. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then when you finally were able to come back to YouTube, you realized your channel just wasn't sticking anymore? Like it wasn't?
Yeah, I was a different person. My audience were a different age group at that point. Everything had changed since I didn't keep up with it and maintain it. So naturally, the people that were watching my videos were interested in different things. And so was I as the creator.
Did it scare you to like completely start from start over?
One of the hardest decisions I've made for sure. Yeah, because I battled with it in my head a lot, that I have this channel, I still have it. It's a verified check mark on YouTube, which is hard to get.
Right.
Has 100, and I've lost subscribers, but like 175,000 subscribers still on that channel. Right. A whole catalog of videos. I mean, a lot of them are private. But still, it was a lot to battle with. I have this thing that could be great and was at one point great, but it's not great anymore. So do I keep trying and maybe not get those results I'm looking for, or do I start from scratch? Which is kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah. That's a really interesting position to be like, you know, succeeding and killing it in every aspect of social media. And then, you know, something happens and you're not killing it anymore all of a sudden. That's huge. When I started TikTok, I started making TikToks in 2020. And I was grinding and I got a following so quickly, and I moved to California and I took a little break. And then, you know, on social media, things move so fast. As soon as you take a break, boom, it you know, you fall off quick.
Yeah, you have to be consistent. Which is hard, the hardest thing.
Right. So I feel you on that. Like, it's a very interesting, like now, you know, the views weren't what they used to be and everything like that. So your whole journey of starting a new channel and like letting go of that, even though it was so hard, and starting a new thing.
That's something for you to think about?
Yeah, no, definitely. 100%.
No,
especially because like the content I made, again, like 2 years ago, I'm not interested in that anymore on TikTok specifically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is something to think about. It's like, maybe I should just rebrand myself and start again.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. We're young.
Right.
Yeah.
So after high school, you went to UCF?
So I started at FAU because I didn't get into UCF originally.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I started at FAU, and all my friends were up in Orlando. All my friends from high school. And then eventually I had enough credits. I transferred to UCF. Pandemic hit. Came back to FAU.
Okay.
So I graduated from FAU.
What did you graduate with?
So I'm crazy. Not for graduating from FAU, for like going the back. What did I graduate with? Multimedia communications with a concentration in film and new media.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So you stuck with the arts. You know, a lot of people are like love music or creating videos, and then they're like, oh, let me just major in business, something more safe and versatile. But you just went for the art.
Well, originally I was undecided, and then at UCF I was marketing, and that's when I came back to FAU. I was like, I just got to go for it.
Were you struggling with the thought of college, since you want to make a career for yourself and, you know, arts? You don't need college. Were you struggling with that? If you should even?
Yeah, I think it was more so like I didn't know what college could do for me. So I wanted the experience of it. And since all my friends were there, I just wanted to kind of get away from home for the first time and just have fun and do my thing, find myself in the process, hopefully. But who finds themselves in college? Yeah. So I learned that quickly because it was kind of a series of wake up, party. I'm not a huge partier, admittedly, but still, like, go out, drink. And it was just. I
remember, so I've been following you for years. Like, I don't even remember when I subscribed to you, because I subscribed to your old channel. I don't even remember when that was, but like randomly throughout the years, you'll pop up again on my recommended. I'm like, oh yeah, let me watch this, you know? So I think I watched your videos. You did interviews at Lib.
That's so funny. That is so funny. We used to go to Lib all the time.
It was actually at Pub.
Pub.
Okay. Well, Pub, we went there too.
Same, yeah.
It's closed now, actually. But
so wait, how long did you go to UCF for?
Not even a full year, 8 months.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Super short.
Okay.
8 months. Yeah, because I was intending to stay there for a full year, but that's when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So I was kind of already on the fence about staying in Orlando. So when that happened, I was like, well, I'm just gonna come home, figure out what I'm doing, and focus on filmmaking.
It is cool that you like continued and like finished your degree. Like, what Xander was saying was like a lot of people like don't really see I guess they're just like, why do I really need this? Because you technically don't need this to like to do content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I always disagree. Like, we definitely disagree, because I feel like it's really important if you can go to college to go and have that experience. And like, I just like always think about that. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you glad you finished, or are you just like,
I'm glad I finished.
Okay.
I don't like to look back and have regrets on anything, but I definitely don't think I needed it in any way. Like, I'm trying to think about what I learned, and everything I learned, like, honestly, everything I learned about filmmaking and editing, I already knew.
Right.
So like, we'd be going through lessons, and I'm just like,
yeah. How did you learn? Self-taught on YouTube?
Yeah. So it started, my dad used to manage UFC fighters. So it started with me making little highlight reels for them when I was 9 years old.
That's really, so cool. really cool, actually.
9 years old?
9 years old, because he had an old MacBook Air from work. So
wow.
I just started like downloading footage of them from YouTube and then posting about it.
Like iMovie and stuff like that?
Yeah, iMovie. And then it like quickly got to Final Cut Pro.
Okay.
And then Final Cut Pro for a few years. But yeah, that's kind of how I started it, really. I always made little videos, but posting on YouTube, 9 years old, the MMA highlight reels. It was very interesting. And that channel actually like garnered like 1 million views total. And I was like 9 years old. I got a spot on Bleacher Report for like an hour.
So cool.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to start my own channel.
Yeah.
That's when that channel started.
Interesting. So you said Final Cut for a couple of years. Do you not use Final Cut anymore?
No, I'm a
Adobe?
Premiere Pro girl.
Nice. Me too.
Okay. I was like, what do you
I've never used, unfortunately.
So I love it, but it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
The crashing kind of gets old.
Yeah, it does.
Interesting. Okay, because I went to UCF.
Yeah.
We both did.
Yeah.
But I did film. So I felt the same exact way. Like, it was so...
Like I said, we argued. It's like, just finish it, dude. You're
and
there.
there were semesters where I took off. Actually, I dropped out kind of by accident once. I took 2 semesters off.
Yeah.
And they dropped me off. I didn't know you drop out immediately.
I had to reapply. He just graduated. It was so funny.
I graduated high school in 2016.
Yeah.
And then, this is now 7 years ago. I just graduated.
Yeah.
We had a graduation party for him too. It was so funny because everybody was like, oh, okay. Like,
No, my friends came to the graduation party and was like, I did not know you were still in school.
Yeah.
I did not even know. So I was battling with that for a long time.
Yeah.
And like when I was in my film classes, because I wasn't editing highlight reels at 9 years old, but I was like making stupid, like I would use my laptop and I would like turn it around and use the webcam as a video camera because I didn't have a video camera.
Yeah.
So I literally used my webcam to like film people and stuff like that.
Oh, that's DIY. I've never done that before.
Yeah. So, but the videos obviously were just random, like, I guess sort of vlogs. I was just documenting whatever is around me. But because I had that experience, like growing up, that's all I did, make videos, right? So then when I got into classes, I was like, what am I doing here? It's like, we were talking about like how to shoot in manual, and I was like, bruh, I was 12 doing this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm glad I stuck with it too. I mean, now I have a degree, so that's cool. But
if anything, if worst comes to worst happens.
That was my point.
You have a degree.
That was my point.
You know?
But it is good to go for something and not have a backup plan to believe in yourself enough to like not really need
that
to
little period of time where I was a dropout, I was like, all right, I'm a dropout.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Now I'm like, I'm a college graduate.
I also feel like it's important to finish things just like for as a personal thing. Like if I start something, I try my best to finish it, see it all the way through.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that was my thing too. I had 2 classes left. Yeah. And I was like, I had that same idea. I was like, just finish it. Just do it.
You got it. You're close.
Yeah. So now you live in New York City.
Live in New York.
And how do you like it?
I love it.
It's the best
Never
thing, right?
felt more myself than how I feel here.
Okay,
I feel more confident here. I feel more with it, quicker. I'm just more me.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
your last video, living in New York, so good.
There you go.
That's how good
That's
it was.
how good it is. That's how good it is.
Yo, what? Okay, so tell me about your process in making videos.
The process of making videos, right now it's kind of like, I'm still figuring out the process, admittedly. But
it's so crazy that you say that because your videos don't make it look like that at all. It looks like you got your process figured out. Like,
yeah, no, so right now how I'll do it is I have a week of filming, a week of editing, and then an off week. So I can like incubate ideas sort of and have it come to me because the stuff I'm making, I can't just like think of it right away. It takes a little bit of time for the scenes to kind of come to me, and like I have different characters in each video. So I need to like allow it to approach me.
Right.
You do have so many people that you
Yeah. How do you get so many and also
they're good.
They add so much value.
Yeah.
Like they're good actors.
on camera.
Yeah, my friend Danny Cavuni, he's in all my videos. You probably know he's like the Idealer. He's Topo
the
Chico
Idealer
Man.
Yes.
And he'll be in my
Chico
next
Man.
video. Like he's gonna be probably in every single video going forward. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy, great personality. Just like off camera, he's the same person that he is on camera.
Oh, I love that a lot.
And I'm surrounded by a lot of people that are like that because I work out of Studio 368. Tribeca.
Is that where you meet most people through 368?
Yeah. So I got invited into 368 September from my friend Maddie Rodriguez, and she DM'd
She hit you
me.
up on Instagram, right?
Huh?
She hit you up on Instagram?
She hit me up on Instagram because I was PAing at the time, and I made a TikTok about how much I hated PAing, and it popped up on her For You page, and she was like, "Wait a minute, I know this girl." She used to subscribe to my first YouTube channel.
Yo, crazy.
That's so awesome.
So she DM'd me on Instagram, and she was like, "Hey, I work out of 368. My name's Maddie. You should come through." Thank God for her, because I wouldn't be talking to you right now if not for it.
Are you able to like invite other people to 368 now that you're a part of it? Is like that how that works?
Yeah,
or?
it's a pretty open space. So like
Okay.
if there's a reason for a person, I mean, doesn't even necessarily have to be a reason. Like if you're my friend,
That's cool.
I could be like, come to the studio, like let's chat, let's come up with some ideas, let's brainstorm, let's film, edit, anything. But it's just it's like a creative WeWork.
Right.
Were you able to find people like back? Because I'm not too familiar with like, your first channel. Were you able to like find people to be in your videos back then as well that like also added like to it?
Yeah,
or?
so those were just my friends from high school. Like they like not even like friends from making videos, because a lot of my friends now are other creators, so they understand the craft of it. But from that point, it was just like all my friends from high school, and all my friends from high school, or most of them are friends from like elementary school. So we just know each other our whole lives. Like my best friend Natalie, Madison, Sam, like we've known each other for a while. So they would just be in the videos. It would be very naturally funny.
Yeah, that chemistry.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's probably because of chemistry, but also I remember those videos, the people in them were also so good on camera. It was natural. It was like no camera was there. I was watching a group of friends hanging out.
I'm very lucky to have like been consistently surrounded by like really cool people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you talked about 368 and you worked there. Explain that, because I asked you earlier. I was like, do you work there? And they're like, I work there, but not for 368.
Yeah,
how does that work?
So 368 is like, so Casey Neistat created 368, and it's literally, the purpose of it is for creators to collaborate.
Okay.
And for a place for creators to go so they're not at home working by themselves. Because making content, making films on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, it can be a very lonely craft.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's literally, the purpose of it is so you can go and meet with other creators. And that's kind of what I went into it, just expecting just to make friends and see what might come from it. But I've been going there for like 5 or 6 months now, and like drastic differences in my YouTube channel and just my like confidence. Like I feel like I'm around my people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of your videos like from 8 months ago, and the change is crazy.
It's
like
drastic.
They were, yeah,
It's
like
drastic.
they were like I feel like you were always good at storytelling, but as far as just the quality and like it's like effortless. It looks like a actual like show production.
Thank you.
Which
Yeah.
it is, because you have.
I have so many resources around me, and like the best part of it to me is like the people that I have helping me out with it. There's no budget for these videos right now. I don't make any money from YouTube.
Okay.
Nothing. I've been living on my savings for 3 months now.
Okay.
So I don't make any money. So when I'm making videos, the people that are helping make the videos, like they're not making any money either. They're just doing it because they believe in the vision and they like me, hopefully. And we're just having a fun time.
Right.
And that to me is the craziest part, because you know, like naturally you're doing work, you want to get paid for it, which as soon as I'm able to provide those funds, like I will definitely be making that happen. But up until then, it's just people believing in you and what you're doing. And so I'm so lucky to be surrounded by it.
It definitely shows that like you guys are having a lot of fun. Like it shows on camera, you can tell.
Well, I was asked, speaking of working with people, we were talking before we were filming, and I said, thank you for coming. And you were like, yeah, of course. So many people help me that I feel like I need to help other people.
I was like, I owe it back to society because like the only reason my videos are looking the way they do right now is because of other people.
Right.
I can't take credit for it's not an individual type of thing. I come up with the ideas, but it's like to get it from idea to execution, that is like a lot of people that are helping me with it.
So how often are you like posting videos?
I would love to do it twice a month, but it's like once a month, because it's just like it's a lot of work.
No, you can tell. Like I was so curious how long it takes you for you to even start planning something like that, let alone like filming it, getting the people, everything else, because it's so high quality.
Yeah, it's about thank you.
Yeah,
it's about a month.
Okay.
For each video.
You mentioned earlier, you said like, you know, creating content like this, it can be like a lonely, like kind of a lonely craft, I guess.
Yeah.
And my question to you is like, if you're doing this like kind of full time, like how do you balance out like other relationships, maybe like not even just like romantic relationships, but like relationships with people? Because like, I know you like kind of struggle with this. I mean, you like, you're doing everything on your own time. And like, how do you convince people that time is still work? Like, I don't know.
It's a good question, because like even my family, they know what I do, but they don't like, they're like, oh, you don't go to an office, you don't have a 9 to 5, so can you come over today, or like can you spend like 6 hours with us today? And I'm like, I can't, I have to work. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm actually just writing today, but I need to do it. But you know, it's like it's not really a tangible thing, so it's harder to describe. But like I have this problem, like with my girlfriend, I will come home and I'll start talking about everything, because it's like personal work. It's like it's a personal project that you really are enjoying and you're passionate about. So like I'll be talking about it and I'll be like, oh my God. Like if this were just my 9 to 5, you'd be like, stop talking. Please stop.
Please shut up.
I gotta be like mindful of it sometimes, that people support it and they love it, but it's not their passion. It's not their dream. So it's a very fine line that you have to, I try my best to be mindful of. I just get excited, so I just like talking about it.
Yeah. I'm sure she likes hearing about it too.
She does. She does.
Yeah.
She does.
No, but I definitely am like, I try to be mindful of that with Xander too. Cause like I have a 9 to 5. So like I'm doing this too, but at the same time, like when 5 p.m. hits, like peace out, you know?
Yeah. You know that meme that's like, oh, your unemployed friend at 11 a.m. or whatever, and they're like surfing or something. Like that's what everyone sends me, these memes, like unemployed. I'm like, bro, I'm working.
No, I definitely call them unemployed like all the freaking time. But at the same time, I'm the one, like, because I work from home sometimes, like on some days I'm definitely like out surfing or doing something stupid, and he's like, do you guys have a job? Like, do you have a job?
A lot of my friends work remote, and I'm like, y'all not working either.
It's like, I'm not unemployed, but I feel unemployed.
Exactly. Have you had any interactions with Casey since you started at 368?
Casey's I've seen him a few times here and there, but he's very to himself. Like, he just kind of does his own thing. He occasionally pops into the studio, but you really don't see him too often. He's just doing his thing. But he's mysterious. But like but if you talk to him, he's a nice guy. Like he came into the studio a few weeks ago and he couldn't find his keys into the studio. So eventually he found them, but to make sure he didn't lose them again, he sawed a piece of wood and then connected the keys to the wood and put it in his back pocket. So that way he would know if he felt it was there.
That is
God,
crazy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've met him one time, and it was in New York, probably
4 years ago.
4 years ago. 2017 actually. So 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Jesus.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was super nice. Like we had just like passed each other on the street, and I was like, ain't no way. So nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a Starbucks cup, bro. I've never been like starstruck in my life, but I was literally like, what is going on right now? But he was so nice, and I talked to him for a minute, but he didn't stop walking. Like he kept on walking.
No, that's the type of guy. I mean, I don't know the type of guy he is. I mean, I can't claim that, but based on what I've seen from him, he's very nice, but like, he's doing his own thing. He's not compromising who he is for even a second, which I heavily respect.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
But like anytime I see it, like obviously like I'm a fan of Casey. Anyone who's at 368 has to be some shape or form a fan of Casey. So I remember the first time I saw him since working out of the studio, it's like I see him and it's like I like lose my cool, because I'm like we're all here because of you, but like we're trying to act like we don't care that you're here right now. And so he'll come up and like he asked how I was doing, and I was like, I'm good. And then he just like went back like this to me. And I was like, oh my God.
That's actually the best way he could have done that. That's so funny.
He's
like,
funny.
Chill out. Like,
he's funny.
In 2017, I had a photography project, and every day, it was like a 365 day, every day through the year photography project where I would take a picture of a new person. And when I saw him, I was like, dude, I need a picture of him for it. Yeah. So like I said, he didn't stop, but like I told him about the project, and I was like, can I take a quick photo of you real quick? And he was crossing a crosswalk, and he was like, And then the stop thing was like, it had like 5 seconds left until the light turned green or whatever. So he goes in the middle of the street. He's like, you have 5 seconds. And I was like, oh my. Like, I took a picture of like every exposure. I was like, go.
Yeah.
But the picture turned out great. And it was like just a crazy. And then after that, I was like, oh, thank you so much. Parted ways. And I was like, my life changed.
Yeah.
No, it is awesome that you had the balls to do that, because like, I'm not even going to lie. Like I would be like, I don't want to bother this person.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but you know, I had to get them.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about 368. So this was like, again, a bunch of years ago, but they opened up for a pop-up shop. I think it was before even like the company opened or something.
Yeah.
It was just a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
It was just for one day, 12 hours or whatever. And I pulled up to buy a t-shirt, and I bought a t-shirt, and then I saw his Casey's tattoo artist that I recognized from the vlogs, like in the back. And I asked the lady in the front, I was like, hey, who I think that, do you know Ella? She's like, is in a lot of David Dobrik stuff. Ella
No.
Priya. No,
I don't know.
Now she's like in David Dobrik's videos all the time, but I met her when she worked at 368. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, I see this tattoo artist. Like, is he usually like super booked? Like, is he really busy? I was just curious if he was like a well-known tattoo guy.
Yeah.
He's Casey, so I don't know. And she was like, I don't know, let me go ask him. So she goes in the back, comes back, and was like, are you good for like in 30 minutes? And I was like, like to get a tattoo? She's like, yeah, he has time. I don't have any tattoos. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So literally it was like a 5 minute. And so I got in the back of my arm, he had like a list of like 10 designs he could do.
Yeah.
And so I got a tattoo in 368 in like,
oh, it was in
minutes.
the studio.
And he
cool.
took me back there, and he like laid out a portable tattoo table, and he's like, all right, lay down. And I was like, no way now.
I remember you texted me, you're like, what should I get from this list? I didn't even have time to respond. You're like, okay, well, it doesn't matter what it was because I already got it. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, dude.
So wait, what is it?
It says, it's words. It says action, and then there's a line and intention. So it's like action over intention.
Gotcha.
Which I liked a lot, because like a lot of the designs were like kind of, it's like paper airplane, like a pumpkin. I was like, I don't want these, but it's like I like.
I would definitely pick the pumpkin out. I'm not gonna lie.
But like action over intention, I thought that was such a cool, like it was a meaningful quote. So I was like, let me just get it. So, and still to this day, this is the only tattoo that I have.
Nice.
So.
It's a meaningful one.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. And a lot of my friends were like, why did you get so impulsive? And like, bro,
it's Casey Neistat.
It's a cool story. Such a cool story.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Playlist Live, probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We met.
Oh God. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. You didn't see me.
Because like I said, I've seen a few your videos like years ago, and I was like, I think that's her. I don't know. And I was like, are you Alexandra? You're like, yeah. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Literally 2-second conversation, but then that was it. So we met.
That was it. Yeah. I made an impact.
No, you did though. No, you for real did.
We used to. I went to Playlist for like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
And she came.
I came a few times.
Too.
Yeah, I think the year that you guys met, I was there. I wasn't there when you guys met.
Yeah.
I was at Playlist Live like a
and
day
what's
before or something.
Crazier is we sat in on a panel, and they were talking about podcasts, and they were like, it was a bunch of podcasters that were like, just giving advice and stuff like that. So we left that panel feeling so inspired. So we sat down at a table, and we were like, yo, let's start a podcast, and let's like make a list of people that we can invite like on the podcast as guests. Bro, you want to see something so crazy?
No way. Am I on the list?
Dude.
And you can tell like in notes and Apple Notes, like you can tell when it's been edited. So like it's like way back when.
2019.
Yeah.
So this was 4 years ago. Bruh.
You're the first person on that list.
Way.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really weird.
Yeah. So I think it's just so cool that like things, and like sometimes you plan things, or you like plant a seed, and then like later on it comes to like fruition.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, we were
like
like
you're on the
so
podcast.
I can't even. Yeah. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, like guess who I DM'd, Alexandra. Like, what? I was like, no.
We talked about her years ago.
Yeah,
and now she's
like,
on. So
yeah,
that is very crazy.
We have been talking about this podcast for a long time. I know that you. God damn, dude.
no way.
Do you want to make sure we're good before like?
We have.
Are we good?
I mean, I think we're better.
We're still recording. We're still recording.
Yeah. No, we never stopped it. Yeah.
Then let's freaking go.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
I don't know.
I don't freaking know what I was saying. But anyway,
well, what was the last talking point? We were talking about Playlist Live.
I just said,
and then you were about to say something about how like you.
That's what I can't remember. I don't know. I'm just like super like stoked. Oh, I do remember.
Okay,
thank you. Okay,
let's go.
So you said in one of your like recent videos, it was like your goals and stuff for this year.
Yeah.
And one of the things you said, I think you talked about how you wanted to start a podcast in your old 2022 goals.
Yeah.
And you never like did it or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I just like, when I heard that, I was like, dude, just do it. Like, just freaking do it. We talked about this for years. And we just like, finally now we're like, no excuses. Every Tuesday we're doing it. So
good. Yeah. Maybe I will in the future. Right now it's not in the cards, but You know, I would want to like get a good co-host. I want to have some cool guests lined up. So
yeah,
it's definitely a thought. I enjoy it. I like to talk.
Yeah, no, you're good at it. So.
Thank you.
That's why I wanted to start when I was like, I like to talk, and Xander gave me a platform too. So I'm like, let's go.
I want to talk about, you made a video about creating goals.
Yeah.
And something in the video you said that like last year's goals, you had like, you wanted to read a bunch of books.
Yeah.
And you wanted this much, you know, this to grow this much on social media, whatever.
Yeah.
And then this year you're taking a different approach.
Yes.
Explain the new approach that you're taking real quick, because I feel like I think differently, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So the newer approach this year was no specific goals, just kind of ideas of what I want to achieve. So I want to travel more. I want to get new hobbies, and I honestly forgot what the third one is.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was trying to remember what your third one was too.
I think it was
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We talked about it before this.
Was it fun?
Yes, it was
a
fun.
Stupid goal.
Fun.
Okay. No,
That was the third category.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Fun hobbies and travel more. So however I achieve that, I would consider it.
Right. Good. Okay. So the reason we're here in New York, because yesterday I spoke at an event here.
Yeah.
And the whole event was about, or my talk was about setting goals, setting expectations for yourself and stuff like that. And I think that what I try to do, so goals, as you know, you can set the goals, but you might not hit them. You might fall way under. Sometimes you might surpass your goal, but you don't really necessarily always hit them. But goals versus expectations are something that you can control, that you can set for yourself, right? Yeah. So low key, I mean, I guess the book goal, you could control that. You would read a certain amount of books. But like, for example, I want to, let's say this year, I want to grow like 100,000 followers on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I can't control that. I can't control how viral my videos go or anything like that. But what I can control is how many times I post. I can post 4 TikToks a week, right? In order to try to reach that goal. So I think I'm a big numbers person. I get why you wouldn't want to set specific goals to not feel like you're failing. But again, goals, it's okay if you don't reach them. It's just, you know, expectations are what you can strive for and hit every time. Do you see like? Yeah,
I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
No, every time.
I just did a talk on this yesterday. So
no. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I do agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with setting numerical goals,
right?
As long as they're attainable. Like saying I want to get 100,000 subscribers, I have no control over it.
Right.
I have control over steps that I could take to make that an actual goal. Yeah.
That's why you guys agree. Just about a different way. By the way, I like how you started this conversation. Tell me your side. I totally disagree with it, but go ahead and try to explain.
But yeah, speaking of yesterday though, are you into like you obviously like talking, you're thinking about a podcast, maybe you make videos. As far as public speaking goes, would you feel like you would want to do that in any capacity? Just curious.
Yeah, I would love that. I think I would be a little nervous at first. I'd probably get a little wobbly in my legs. But like, once I get going, I think I'd be fine. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Because what I like about like making videos is like telling stories, right?
Yeah, of course.
At the end of the day, it's just telling stories, and you can also tell stories through verbal language and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's why I feel like my passion growing up was making videos, but I think I would trade that for public. Like I think either avenue that I use, I think I'll be content with and happy with.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting.
Like what your final goal is, like what you would want to do for the rest of your life. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like whatever medium that is. Film is my favorite because you can rewatch it and stuff like that. I think in-person conversation is like so.
You just want to tell stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like to connect with people. Clearly. I mean, you have a podcast, which is about connecting with people. You want to do public speaking.
What do you see as like your like is YouTube like what you want for your life? Like, is that like what would make you feel fulfilled? Are there other things that you could substitute? Like he would be fine with public speaking, but he wants this to be the thing. Like,
yeah, I feel like for right now, like again, like I don't want to set a numerical goal, but I feel like I would feel so. Maybe this sounds bad, but like if I were to reach 1 million subscribers one day, I feel like that would be like.
That's it. Yeah.
Not that that's it, but like, wow, I did it. I did it. But I would still have more things I want to strive towards.
Yeah, of course.
Even after that, I would love to make a feature film one day. I would love to have a pod. I always said I kind of wanted to do like stand up comedy, but I tried it twice and it was not it. So I don't know if that's my medium, but I want to do a lot of things. Like I don't know. I couldn't even give you one answer. Like I have so many things I want to try. I just want to try it all.
No, that's awesome. I really I feel like I relate to people like that a lot because I just do so many different things and I've always wanted to. I don't ever want to stop. Like people try to pigeonhole you into like this type of person and you do this and this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And that would make me feel like I was in a prison. Like if I was just doing one job my whole life or something like that.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
I really
one of your videos, it might've been the goal one. I don't know. We watched a bunch, but you said you say yes a lot. Like, that's your thing. You like to say yes and not turn things down.
Yeah, that was the goal one. Yeah. So last year I just said yes to anything. Like it was kind of that phase where I didn't know what I wanted, so I needed to say yes to figure it out. So I was PAing, I was freelancing, no matter where that took me. Even if it was like my first day as a PA, I was outside for 17 hours straight after like a huge snowstorm. So it was 15 degrees.
Holy shit.
I got like I think I got like frostbite or like one step before frostbite, but like I had to go to the doctor to check if I still had feeling in my toes because I couldn't, for 3 weeks they were numb.
Holy.
Oh my God.
So I was just like kind of in that period where I didn't know what might come from it, but I just wanted to say yes because I can garner some stories.
Yeah.
I can get some experiences and just kind of figure out more of what I don't want to do. So now I know that I don't want to do that.
I got really excited when I saw that in your video. I literally paused it. I was like, that's what we do. Like, that's the type of people we are. Like, that's what I like that. I pride myself in that. So just try to say yes to like as much as you can. So.
Yeah, there really would be, as far as trips go and like experience, like there would be very little that I would say no.
Definitely.
I think you have to grow and to learn. Even if it's uncomfortable, like this talk that I did yesterday, 45 minutes straight talking, I was like, that is so long. I've never talked. I've talked in conversation like on a podcast, but by myself,
all you,
so uncomfortable. I was like, you know what? I have to do it though. Just yes.
Yeah. There's no reason to say no unless it's a situation that can put you in like immediate danger.
Oh, frostbite.
I didn't knowing like if I knew looking back, but like if it's a sort of situation where you know this is dangerous, but I like want the risk, maybe think about it for a second. But if it's like just a fun thing that you're maybe afraid of, you definitely should say yes,
especially if you're afraid of it. I agree.
Do you have a dream video that you want to make?
I don't know if it's like a dream video. I have a few like big ideas. I'm working on one right now, but I can't say. Let's just say it's gonna be big.
Okay.
I love that.
Hopefully.
Okay, well, we'll look out for it.
When is that supposed to come out? Ideally
June.
Okay.
It's something I'm like just starting pre-production on now. So it's like a seedling of an idea and I'm talking to a bunch of people to help me out with it. But there's no budgets. So I have to I have to reach out and hopefully I can get it sponsored by a company. And if not, it might be a prolonged sort of thing. But either way, it's in being talked about. Yeah.
Dude, hear me out. So speaking of a video being sponsored by a company, I had an idea that I needed $3,000 for it to make happen. And I reached out to so many companies and I was like, I'll shout you out in the YouTube video, on my TikTok, I'll do something else. It was a good offer, honestly. And so many companies said no. One company I had a video call with and they were like, this is like the most creative idea anyone's ever approached us with. Wish we could say yes, but we don't have it in the budget right now. It's like, dang it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pay out of pocket. It's going to hurt so much if I don't end up getting it sponsored. But like, I believe in this video so much. Let me see. So I made the video happen, paid out of pocket. And then I finished the video, edited it, sent it out to the same company and said, this is your last chance. This is the video. And I even put in the middle of the video, I was like, your ad here. So like, I sent
like that.
I sent it to so many companies that all the ones that said no, they also said no again, except for one company. One company was like, actually, this is really good. We want to sponsor it. And we want to fly you out it was a company in San Francisco and we want to like offer you a job. And I was like, I feel like I'm not going to take the job, but let me just see what happens. So first of all, the video was paid for. I actually made like a few $100s on it. So it was over, I got paid over budget, which is awesome.
Nice.
But I went to San Francisco. I loved the company so much. They all lived in the same penthouse. They were grinding. And the company wanted me to make TikTok videos for them, be their content creator. They were going to pay for housing, food, everything. And I was like, okay, sure. So I literally moved to California because of this video. So what I'm saying is like, if you believe in the idea so much, sometimes it's worth taking that risk.
Got to take my own investments.
Yeah.
Whew.
No,
you're right. I do. I totally agree with you. Like it's when you were saying that just now, I was like, maybe I should. Maybe
it's really scary though. It's really scary.
Especially if it's hard when you're pitching an idea, like, oh, I'm going to do this video. That's what I need. It's like they can't see the vision, but when you create it and then send it to them, they're like, oh, like we would love to attach our name to it.
Yeah. It's something for them to see. It's like evidence that it can be a good thing for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so maybe not a dream video. Do you have a dream person you would like to work with? Is that Casey? Is that someone else? I don't know.
I would love to work with Casey. Since I am now so close to him physically, not like
besties,
not besties, but it would be cool to like see that storyline through. And then another person, I've been actually, maybe you remember this, like I've been trying to get in contact with Elle Mills.
Yes,
for
we were talking about her yesterday.
And like,
I was like, she reminds me of like, who's that one girl?
Oh my
Elle Mills. I swear,
that's like the number one thing people tell me. And Elle probably, if she sees me ever one day, or she probably will think I'm crazy because I have not let this go. But I just feel like if we made a little video together, like
put it in your notes
like a
so you can show her.
Yeah.
So good.
But like I've been trying to get in contact with her for years now, but it just didn't work out. And then she took her break from YouTube, and then it ended up like slowly stopping. So it just didn't pan out, but we'll see.
Her storytelling too is so freaking good.
She's awesome. Yeah. And that's part of the reason I want to connect with her. It's not just because we're similar, but like I really admire her work as a filmmaker.
What is she doing now? Because I haven't heard about her.
She's a director. She just made a short film recently.
Really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So is that a route that you would want to potentially take? Because so I was in film school as well. So I was like the big production. I've experienced that. Yeah. But I don't like it. Like I really like a one-man show, maybe a couple, helpers here and there, but like I really like low production stuff. So eventually I want to make documentaries, but again, no big film, like maybe like 2 camera guys and that's it, and me. Like that's I want it as minimal as possible. But would you want to do something higher production wise?
I feel like there will be a certain like level of money that I would not want to exceed, because once you exceed a certain amount, you are not like working for yourself anymore. You're working for producers and investors, and I just don't want to. I don't really want to.
You don't want them to have a say
that route. Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, that's part of the reason I stopped working on film sets, is because not that I felt I deserved more like control, because I didn't. I was just a PA. I just wanted more control. I went with the YouTube route more so. But if I were to do something with a budget and a crew, I would love to make like a sitcom, like an Abbott Elementary meets Schitt's Creek meets Modern Family.
Yes, all of those.
Meets The Office, of course. Like all those classic mockumentary styles. Like that's what I love, and like hope to translate through my videos a little bit. It's just like that.
Like, do you want to be talent in them?
Yeah, I would.
You would? Okay.
I guess maybe I'm just conceited. I don't know. But I would love to, I've always said I would love to write, star, direct. I want to be really involved in it all. Like, I don't want to just be like a face or like making money from something. Like, I want to be a part of it.
Well, that's what I like about your videos is that like you don't really fit into a single genre. Like even like the scripted videos, it's low key kind of like a vlog, but also with like bits and acting in it. And then also with like narration, documentary style, it's so like it's a mixture of everything. So you kind of do everything.
Yeah, and you don't fit in like a box. Like I really admire that. Like I'm sure if you like pitch that idea, like we were saying, like it's evidence you actually made it. Because if you pitch that idea to people, they'd be like, no, you can't do that. You can't mix all these things. Like no, they're all like separate things. And you're like, no, I'm just gonna do it. Like I really like that. It's really cool.
Thank you.
So you do all of your editing, right?
I do it all, unfortunately.
I mean, yeah.
I have wrist problems.
Yeah, I was gonna say so your last video, for example, or maybe an average video, how long does it take to edit?
These new videos, it's different now because like, even though I said earlier, I'll have like an editing week, a filming week, it's slowly but surely kind of turning into I'll film and then I'll edit it. Because I don't necessarily film consecutive days in a row. So it's like I'll film the scene, I'll edit the scene. But so when I'm doing these newer style videos, the editing won't be as intensive as you might think. But like the video how I got to 368 that I made back in December, that was like a 2-week process. And I remember after I was done editing that video, my wrist was in such pain that I thought I had carpal tunnel. Yeah. So I went to get an X-ray, and I have a cyst in my wrist. It's not like a dangerous cyst.
Is it from editing or just coincidence?
It's not necessary. It's not from editing. I don't don't know what it's from. It just shows up. Yeah. But the editing is like why it's hurting so bad.
You're irritating it.
Yeah. So I've been like, I'm supposed to be wearing a cast right now.
I was gonna say, what are you doing?
But it's just like so big and bulky, and I can't move my hands as much, and like I need to talk with my hands.
Oh, I feel that. I do feel that.
Do you see yourself always editing your stuff, no matter how?
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I do. Yeah, I've thought about this. Like, I don't think I could let it go because I feel like Like I have somebody that helps me. His name is Shua. He helps me make some like reels and like shorts that go on like social media. But the videos themselves, that's like my baby. Like I can't.
Yeah, I can't let go of that control. Like you want it to be the way that you want it to be. I kind of understand that. I'd be the same way. I would not be able to be like.
Since it's not such a cut and dry type of thing. Like it's not like I'm going to like a listed video, like top 10 best coffees in the city or whatever it might be. Like that still requires like a skill of editing that you need to have, but it's more so like once you get the formula down, you can kind of start to slowly replicate it over time. But with these types of videos, like the story's always different. So the edit's always different. So I can't like necessarily trust someone to see out my vision.
You can't teach someone to be you. So
yeah, I mean, and not even that, because I feel like if you know how to edit, like you could edit the videos that I'm making. It's just that we would see it differently.
Right. Yeah.
So real quick, advice for someone starting off, someone wanting to create. What would your overall advice be to them?
The main thing I could say, and like it's been said so many times, but it's been said I'm going to talk to the camera here. It's been said so many times because it's true. You just need to do it. The more you think about it, the more you're going to overthink about it, and then the less likely you are going to be to execute it. So if you have an idea, do it and don't think about it twice.
Yeah, like it'll never be perfect.
Yeah.
You just got to do it.
There's nothing more I could say past there. Like you just have to like see it through, trust in it, believe in it.
That's fire. I love it. I love it. I think that's a good
that's a really good
cool.
So motivational.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Being on. Next time we're in New York, let's do it again.
Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up.
That'd be awesome.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Peace.
We are out. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, do you want to do like a real quick, like where you could find you real quick?
Oh
Yeah, probably, right? YouTube.com/Alexandra Robinson. That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need to know. See you.
Bye. So good.